You got them all?
Yes.
Hey. Three?
Yeah.
3 lines of them.
Oh, well, I was on my second one.
Let's look over what you've gotten so far. Robin, get a book, we're on page 296. And you were starting with line what?
4.
Line 4. Okay, that tells us, I want you to read that expression for me first. 9 is equal to what?
M over 4.
I don't want you to say M. M doesn't mean anything to you. How did I tell you to read that? Some number.
Oh, okay.
Not over 4. Over 4 doesn't mean anything to you either. Doesn't tell you what to do.
Divided by 4.
It says 9 is equal to some number divided by 4. And what is that number? 36.
36.
You see? If you read it like that, you're able to figure it out. 296, number 4. The next one says what?
You want to just read it right first?
From left to right, so the middle one. What does that say?
equals
25 what? How did I tell you to read that?
25 times the number equals 100.
25 times some number equals 100. What is that number?
4.
4.
So, do you write that like 25 4?
No, Z is equal to 4.
So 25,
You would write it
4.
25 times. Well, they're just wanting to know the answer.
Oh, okay. But if you was writing that though,
If
would
you were
write
writing it-
25 and change the Z to a 4?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It will be 25 times 4 equals 100.
Oh, you don't just put 25 and then just put a little bitty 4?
A little bit of 4 where?
So the 4 has to be.
If you did this and put this, that's 25 times itself 4 times.
Oh, that's right. Okay, see, I told you wrong.
So it has to be in the parentheses.
Parentheses means to multiply. Remember we
Okay.
said any number outside of parentheses, right next to parentheses means to multiply. That's times itself 4 times.
Okay.
Okay.
That'd be a huge number.
Right.
25 times 25, then times 25 again, then times 25 again.
Right, so it's 24, 25 parentheses number 4 equals 100, okay.
The next one says what?
Some
Some number
some number plus 36. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, equals 60.
And what
20.
number is that?
24.
24.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at number 5. What does it say? Read it.
56 equals 8 times the same number.
56 is equal to 8 times some number. And what is that number?
7.
7. See how easy these are? Once you, if you read it that way, where it makes sense to you. If you just read 56 equals 8x, that's Greek to you. You got to put it in English. Put it in something that you understand to solve it. The next one says what?
Some number,
No, it says 43.
Equals R.
Equals what?
oh,
R minus
We're not
7.
saying R. What does R say to you? Nothing.
Nothing, okay.
43 is equal to,
Minus 7.
No.
Wait a minute.
43 is equal to some number minus 7. Any of those variables, you just say some number when you're reading it. So 43 is equal to some number, take away 7. What number can you take 7 from and end up with 43? 50.
50.
So R has to equal 50.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? The next one says what? Some number,
Over.
not over, over doesn't tell you what to do.
Okay.
Some number divided by 5 equals 8. What is that number?
that's where I was when you gave me this.
Tell me the answer.
I don't know.
Yes, you do. What number can you divide by 5 and end up with 8? 40.
Oh, yeah, that's
Okay.
right. Sure can.
Every day.
Everything, right.
Number 6 says, some number, take away 4, equals 27. What is that number? 31. Because if you take 4 away from a chunk, and you got 27 left, if you add the 4 back into it, you'll come back to what you had, right? So you know you had to add 4 to figure out what did you have in the first place to take 4 away and end up with 27. So it's 31. The next one says, some number plus 16 is equal to 200. What is that number?
84.
Not just 84. Cause that would just give us 184.
Okay, 100, yeah, that's what I meant, 184.
I know, that's what you meant. Okay. The next one says, look at this, some number divided by 9 would give you a -2. And so you'd have to say, some number, we don't know what it is, divided by 9 will give us a -2. So you have to think now, if it's divided by 9, that's a positive, right? When you multiply a negative times a positive, what is this sign gonna be?
Negative.
Negative, right? We know it's gotta be negative. That takes care of the sign. Because we know that when you multiply, when the signs are different, the answer is negative. When the signs are the same, the answer is positive. They've already told us these signs, that lets us know this had to be negative. Now, a negative what? You don't have to worry about the signs now. 9 goes into what number 2 times? 18. 18. So it had to be a -18 that you divided by 9 and came up with a -2, you see. You don't have to think all this in your head. You can write it down once you understand what it's saying. Some number divided by, you know, that's the number that's being divided, that's what you're looking for, this is what's blank. It told you it's divided by 9, so you know the 9 goes out here. Told you the answer is a -2, you know it goes there. You had to figure out this number. See? Yeah. That's what you gotta do.
I'm starting to get the hang of this, it's really,
Well, very good.
like you said, it's just easy.
It
It's
is,
like-
well, it's easy once you know it.
It's like putting a puzzle together.
It is, you gotta, yeah, once you know how to do it, then you can figure things out, but you gotta make it make sense to you, and that's why we're taking it step by step like that, because I don't want, you can't just look at numbers and try to figure out answers. It's gotta make sense what's going on, so that you can figure it out logically, because it is a logical answer, okay? Look at number 6 there, no, number 7. It says 12 times some number equals 6. You say, wait a minute now. 12 times 1 equals 12, right? So you know that answer's got to be less than 1, right? So it's going to have to be a fraction, because fractions and decimals are the things that are less than 1. What do you have 12 of if you have $6? What could you have 12 of if you to make $6?
50 cents.
50 cents is right. Half. 12 halves make 6 wholes, right? 12 50-cent pieces will give you how much money, Nicole? That's what it's asking. 12 what gives you 6 wholes? 12 halves give you 6 wholes. How would you figure? Half, 0.5 or 1/2. The way you would figure it again, you said 12 times some number gives you 6, okay? 12 times some number, wait a minute. 12 times some number gives you 6. See, that's what we're saying, right? 12 times some number would give us 6. So you see that it's 6 divided by 12, right? You can write 6 divided by 12, 6 divided by 12. Remember we went through this when we talked about fractions? 6 divided by 12, and then you can reduce it. Or you can say 6 divided by 12, and you get your 0.5. Question?
Yeah, I was gonna say, another thing is 6 times 2 is 12.
Yeah, but then you'd be putting 2 as your answer, and it's not 2.
Oh, okay,
It's half.
half, okay.
You have to figure out what times 12 is gonna give you the 6, and what you would, if you didn't know to put it in this form, and that's why I keep saying when things like this get a little confusing to you, change it to numbers that you know an answer to, and the same thing you did for it, you do for this. For example, you've had, if I said 2 times some number gave you 6, you automatically know it's what? 3, right? What did I have to do with the 2 and a 6 to get 3 as an answer? Can I add 2 plus 6 and get 3? Can I multiply 2 times 6 and get 3? Can I divide 2 and, you see what I'm saying?
Divide, yeah.
And what did I have to divide? I had to put the 2 into the 6, right? Take this over here. If I had to put the 2 into the 6, I got to put the 12 into the 6. You see what I mean? Break it down into something that makes sense to you, because this may not make sense. How am I going to do this? Because it's bigger and I can't just think of the answer. But you have to do it the same way. It doesn't matter if the number is bigger. Doesn't matter if the number was a fraction. Once you figure out the process, what did I have to do to get this 3? I do the same thing to get the answer here. That way I know I have to put the 12 into the 6, not the 6 into the 12, because you didn't put the 6 into the 2 to get 3. You see what I'm saying? You got to use that on yourself sometimes. You have to say, wait, this is different. I can't multiply 12 times something and get 6.
Right.
That's what you're thinking at first. I said, but wait a minute. It's the same thing as if it said 2 times something is 6. How'd you do that? You didn't say 6 into 2. You said 2 into 6 to come up with the 3. So that lets me know I have to say 12 into 6 to come up with that answer, and there's got to be a way to do it.